Hi, I'm Jim Davis, special Magic player and full-time content creator.
And I'm Airball, and I am also a full-time content creator.
Today, I am playing Arclight Phoenix, kind of like the boogeyman in Pioneer, honestly. You know, Treasure Cruise, I've been saying for a while now, is kind of on that. Are they going to ban it? It's not an if, it's a when, I think, eventually, but still really good right now. And this is one of the best, if not the best decks in the format. It is a deck that defines the term velocity, where you just draw a bunch of cards as the game goes on with your cantrips like Sleight of Hand, Opt, and Consider. You fill up your graveyard, preferably with cards like Arclight Phoenix, and then you cast a bunch of spells, bring back your burbs, and if they kill them, you just do it again next turn. Cool thing here also is this deck sees about 4 cards a turn on average with all of your scry effects and draw effects. You can find the right answers at the right times, things like Fire Impulse and Spell Pierce, and then Prankster helps set up your cruise. And then Shredder and Phoenix are just 2 phenomenal threats. Shredder grows, discards things, and then the Phoenix just always comes back. So very resilient, very powerful deck, and definitely, it's honestly very cheap too, where most of the cards are commons and uncommons. And, you know, play it before they ban it.
Today I'm playing Amalia, which is kind of the big bad in the format, the way to win your RCQ if you also bring 3 teammates to scoop you up to the finals to win. And it's because it can win in a variety of different ways that are hard for your opponent to play against. So the core combo is Amalia, Prosperous Innkeeper, and Wildgrowth Walker. So when when a creature enters, Prosperous Innkeeper gains you a life. That will trigger Amalia to explore, which will trigger Wildgrowth Walker to gain you life. And these things go back and forth forever until you hit 20, and then it's a lethal attacker, and also you've gained a ton of life. That sounds like something that should be easy to disrupt, but it's really not, because we have access to this whole suite of Collected Company to do it at instant speed, Chord of Calling to find whatever piece we're missing at instant speed, and then if Jim manages to kill all of it, I still have Rally the Ancestors and Return to the Ranks to bring it all back, and there's not much he can do about it. So it's a taxing deck to play against. You have to think an awful lot, and it's not a super hard one to just play out as you draw the cards.
All right, so there we go. Let's roll it up.
Let's do it.
And a 9.
All right.
And a 5. 9 to 5.
All right.
All right, so I'm gonna go first. Let's take a peek at our hand here. And it looks pretty reasonable to me. Yeah, got basically everything I want here. How you feeling?
This is, I think, a trap hand. Like, this is a lands and spells and, like, mediocre fair game plan hand. But I think you're supposed to throw this away on 7.
So let's see it.
Yeah. So we have 2 lands. They're a confluence. We have a Goose, Sonode Scout, Specialist, and 2 Voice of Resurgence.
I think I agree with your assessment.
Yeah. Like, I have a curve, but a bad one.
Yeah, like it's a couple Grizzly Bears and maybe an Isamaru, maybe a Merfolk with a Pearl Trident.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I agree with your assessment here. Where like you are doing things, you are not doing the thing.
Yep.
If you knew for sure that this card was like a banger in the matchup, you know, if it was like against like blue-white control or something like that, like maybe you can keep his hand. But I agree. In the dark, I think on 7 cards, this is a super solid quality.
Yeah, we can keep this for sure. Let's go ahead and bottom that and take it away.
All right, go Basic Island, go.
Okay. Let's play a Thicket and a Lunarch Veteran.
Okay, so 1/3 of the combo. I'm gonna fire up a Consider. I'm a sideways deck kind of guy. All right, and we're gonna take a peek. And we can chip that one. Again, with Consider, I'm like pretty aggressive on bidding a card. If it's not like almost a perfect card, I just wanna get those cards in the bin, get deeper in my deck, find my Phoenixes, find my Cruises, and do my thing. So we'll draw off of that. And then we're gonna untap and take another draw. I think we're pretty happy here, just kind of playing a land and saying go and kind of just seeing what goes down. The veteran is not threatening really just yet. So place defense, we'll take 2, and then we'll just pass the turn.
Let's play a Blooming Marsh and swing for 1.
Bring it on, 17.
And then we'll play a Prosperous Innkeeper and I'll make a treasure.
Okay. Now I feel smart for waiting because we see now 2 redundant parts of the same effect. If I had killed one of them, then the other one would be there anyway. Yeah. So full value there. And of course we have a thing to do otherwise, obviously, which we're very happy about. But we're gonna fire up a Free the Fae.
You got it.
Top 4 cards, you're gonna find a fairy, instant, or sorcery. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's close. Yeah, I think an enemy practice is very reasonable. I think we can find other points of interaction. And also, it'd be pretty awesome if I had a Pierce in my hand already. Now.
Yeah.
But, all right, so we'll bin those.
And I'll gain my life from the Lunarch Veteran.
Oh, right. Yeah, cool. Sounds good. All right, so we're going to tap. And we're going to draw. All right. Just by that much. So, all right, we're going to fire up a sleight of hand here. Let's go take a look. I'm going to take this. I'll not be super happy about it. Put that one down. This is a deck of micro decisions where like there are just so many little choices in every game where the good Phoenix pilots kind of like, they don't leak the, you lose a little value here, lose a little value there. Any one little mistake isn't that much, but they kind of add up over time. So it can be a very challenging deck to play. So I am just going to play my pathway on red. Diversify my bonds here a little bit. And then we're just gonna pass the turn. So not a ton else going on.
All right, I'll play this Blooming Marsh and come in for 2.
All right, beats. It's down to 15.
Pass to you.
Okay, so 4 mana up for a company, which is not ideal. We're going to free the Fae again. And yes, free the Fae.
That will resolve.
All right, so 1, damn it, 2, 3, 4. All right, now that if I take the Spell Pierce, you'll just cast the combat response anyway. So we'll stick Sleight of Hand, and am I good on Zap?
That's a good question.
Yeah, now it's weird because now I've been 2 Spell Pierces, so
Yeah.
I could have another one.
I'm gonna cast the Coco.
Okay. All right, so collected company, big drum rolls.
I think we're gonna hit a Wild Growth Walker and a Dina.
It scared me because it looked like the other, like the fancy Amalia. So
we're going to get 2 life gain triggers for each of these entering, so we'll gain a total of 4.
and I take 4, correct?
And you'll take 4
Yep.
from the Dina. And yeah, pass to you.
All right, so we're gonna untap, and we're gonna draw. We're gonna cast a Shredder, and then we were going to fire up a Cruise. We're gonna leave in whatever spell we got here. That's 7, so I should do 2 spells. So take those 7. We have a Connive trigger coming. So these are here. This is on the stack. We're gonna Connive.
Yep.
So we'll draw. Then we will discard an Arclight Phoenix. Then we'll resolve our Cruise.
Go ahead.
We got 1. We got 2. And we got 3. Okay. Then we're gonna fire up a Mountain, which is a little awkward to have 2 red sources in play, but it is what it is. And now I think we're just gonna kill this Wild Growth Walker while you're tapped out, not risking having any with a Cord or a Company or whatever else in response in combo.
That makes sense.
And so yeah, we're gonna fire up a Fiery Impulse, deal 3 to this.
All right, barely having Spell Mastery after that.
Yes, and unfortunately only 2 spells that were instant sorceries, so no Phoenix just yet. But hand's pretty stocked, feeling pretty decent here, and pass turn.
Well, I do think that this is going to be lethal. I'm going to pay 2 for the Wild Growth Walker and 2 for Amalia. We'll combo off. Eventually, we'll gain 18, and Dina will drain you for 18.
Yep, that looks good to me. All right, so there you go. And it's funny, I think thinking back to the Spell Pierce spot, I think I maybe should have taken the Spell Pierce.
You think?
I think that my hand I had 2 cruises. I was not really there getting cards in the graveyard, but I think that because of the texture of my hand, I need more time. So by having the Pierce available, you can play around it, but it'll buy me a turn or 2, where you can't rip a Company. You only have 2 creatures. If I have a kill spell, maybe I can keep your board under control for core a little bit. And it might take me an extra turn to develop, but I think that benefits me. All right, so very simple sideboarding for me. I don't have a lot for the matchup here. I'm just bringing a few extra kill spells in the Fires of Victories, which aren't great, but would kill things. And the Prismari commands are not very good. No relevant artifacts, really. And then 2 damage won't even kill Wild Growth Walker. And just not particularly a great card unless you're killing artifacts. Now, one important thing to note here is that one of the most common things in Phoenix that I board out almost every time is the iteration in the Trespass, because usually your opponent is bringing some sort of graveyard hate. You want to limit your exposure to graveyard cards if possible that aren't the very, very best ones, and kind of bring in some of the anti-graveyard hate cards like Crackling Drake. But this is a spot where you're not going to have any graveyard hate really against me because you're focused on your combo, and a Time Walk could be a good thing to be doing. So I'm going to leave these in. cut the commands and call it a day.
Yeah, pretty easy over here too. The 3 geese come out because I think it's really optimistic to hope that they'll ever tap for mana, given how much removal is probably going to be in your deck, and the food isn't really all that relevant. And we have Damping Sphere, which I have been grudgingly made to accept is good against Phoenix sometimes. Scavenging Ooze is obviously the nut. We have 1 mana to exile any Phoenix that wants to come back, and Skyclave Apparition hitting Crackling Drake is pretty big, especially as a Court of Calling target.
Sweet. Let's talk and roll. All right, it's a game 2. I'm on the play. And let's see what we want. So we want a pretty proactive hand with some rule spells if possible. And we're going to open up on, it's a decent hand. It's not great. Definitely held together by this card. But yeah, we can keep this. It's hard to ball get a lot of Phoenix. If you have lands and spells with Phoenix, for the most part, you're often keeping because all your cards do the same thing.
I'm going to throw back this 1-lander.
All right, very fair.
All right, and then take it away.
All right, sounds good. Basic guy, I want to go.
Looming Marsh, and hopefully a 2/2.
Explore away.
It is a 2/2.
Pretty good one, some value too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's got to go in the bin.
Okay. It's a little bit of value, and this also gives me information too. So now that is one, kind of like 1/3 of the combo. There's obviously other ways to combo without a life gain from that, but that's definitely a piece of information for me to kind of take in and say, okay, maybe you have a more effects like that in your hand already, or are looking for other things as well. So, end step, I will fire up and consider.
Okay.
Take a look, and don't really need that one. We're going to ship a Canal and draw. All right, and just keep it going. Unsap, draw. And we'll just fire in a mountain and just say, yo, really basic draw over here.
All right, let's swing for 2.
Take it in. 18.
All right, here's Thicket, and we'll pay 2 for a Voice of Resurgence.
All right, it's kind of an annoying one. Obviously, I have things I want to do instant speed in this deck, so we're going to respond to that. And just fire up the old Free the Fae. So let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm glad we have our
Oh my gosh.
We have our Spell Pierce conversation again. We actually get 2 Phoenixes, though. That's pretty good, too. So, okay. Spell Pierce obviously a lot worse with the Voice of Resurgence in play, so we're going to take our opt. Less of a conversation this time, I think.
Yeah.
So, put those birdies in the bin, and Voice is good.
Go ahead.
All right, so we're going to untap and draw. Let's just start it up here. We're going to go sleight of hand first.
Okay.
Look at 2. And I think we're pretty happy just taking this one here. Bottom of that land. We are going to shock in a Steam Vents and play an opt. Take a look. And bottom again. And draw. And we're going to kind of go all the way here. We're going to take fire up a Lightning Axe, discarding another Arclight Phoenix. And then we're going to think about what we want to kill here. So killing the Voice gives a token which will be about similar size, but it allows me to play things on your turn, which is like important if you want a combo. I don't want to break you up and stuff. But now I think with the aggressive bird draw here, I'm just going to kill a creature. This helps to keep your Court of Callings under control. And just take the Scout.
I buy that.
Take the Scout. Not really a rule spell I want to cast here, but I'm casting any card that costs red to get my birds back. Whether it was, if it was a lightning bolt that only targeted myself, I would have cast it anyway. So, burp time.
Yeah.
Combat. And
I'll take 9.
Here come the birdies. And this is a lot of the power of this deck where it's a really, really good kind of grindy, long game kind of deck. And then occasionally you just do this.
Yeah.
3 Phoenix to the top 20 cards of your library, and bam, attacking for 9 on turn 3, which is unreasonable. Your turn.
I'll go ahead and play this Mana Confluence and take a pain to cast Return to the Ranks X equals 1.
Okay. That's pretty sweet.
I'll bring back both the Scout and the Veteran. They'll see each other. I'll gain 1 life from the Veteran, and then we'll explore from the Scout.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
Throw that one back and put a counter there. And Voice is just going to come in for 2.
All right, taking 2.
Pass to you.
So we're going to go start things off with a Consider. So Consider and take a look. Bin a land and draw. pretty interesting one here. That's definitely kind of interesting. All right, yeah, just gonna fire up the old cruise. So we'll play a land per turn, and then we're just gonna cast the old boat, and we're gonna leave a spell in the graveyard. That's 7 cards, and we'll draw 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'm feeling reasonably comfortable here. Just gonna fire in for the big attack.
Yeah, go to 2.
And we will say go.
Yeah, that is scary.
Agree, yeah, definitely. The fact that I have stopped casting cantrips and I've said go usually means that I have what I want rolled up. So
yeah.
Gonna have some interaction to fight through here.
Yeah, couldn't quite get there.
Sure. Yeah, we had a Pierce, a Jawari Interruption, and a Fires of Victory. Which is a pretty good spread.
Selfless Savior protects Amalia. That would have been nice, but just 9 damage swinging on turn 3 is just too much.
Yeah, and that's the thing where like this deck, if it was somehow banned, you were not allowed to put a Phoenix in play until turn 5 or whatever, this deck would still be really good. And the fact that just like 1 in every 8 games, you just oops, gotcha. Yep. You know, is pretty crazy.
I think this is literally the same hand I mulliganed. No, not quite. I'm gonna make the Disciplined Laydown, but I am tempted to keep trying to hit the land off the Explorer.
You're on the play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough. Like it is a pretty good hand, but I think I agree. It's Disciplined to just chill. Like if you maybe had like 2 of those or like some extra rebuy if you missed, but I think again like the first mulligan, you know, in a lot of these formats with powerful decks it's not free, but London Mulligan's pretty powerful.
Yeah, this is going to be a keep for sure. And I'll bottom this guy. Tap Temple Garden.
All right, so we're going to draw. And fire in the old Spirebluff Canal and take it.
Courtyard. Walker.
Okay, so Walker's fine.
Okay.
And we're just going to fire up an op. Our hand's a little awkward at the moment. I'm going to try and put it all together though. So we got, that one's going to the bottom. Temporal Trespass, maybe some other time. Not today, though. So we'll draw.
Some other time.
Yeah, exactly. And draw. Okay. And I think that we're really just going to be casting one of these and kind of just biding our time. So we're going to play a land on blue. Just going to cast a Fires of Victory and deal a whopping 6 damage to your Walker.
It's very dead.
Yep. And just gonna say go. I suppose like we could have waited till your turn. You can't really court. Even like if you play a land, you could court for 1 and get like a Selfless Savior or something. And like it just, I think killing it's totally reasonable. So.
Well, let's just run it back.
All right, walking again.
Pass to you.
All right, so we are gonna untap. We're gonna draw, and that is not great. And I guess we're just gonna do it. All right. So same thing. We're gonna now get Spell Mastery. We're just gonna impulse down the Wild Growth Walker and say go.
Miss a land drop.
Did miss a land drop, unfortunately. So.
Okay. Pay 2 for Innkeeper. Make a treasure.
Yep.
Play a thicket and pass.
Let's untap. 2 cards in hand?
2.
Oh boy. Okay then. All right. Well, we're just gonna say go.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's play another Innkeeper.
That inn is well kept.
All right. 2 treasure. Gain a life from that. 2 and play Amalia. We'll get 2 life gain triggers.
Okay. We're gonna respond to that. And we are going to really hope you don't have a Court of Calling, I suppose. We're going to try and fire off a Fires of Victory again. Ward cost, pay 3. And Fires in the stack.
Yep, that's just going to happen.
Yep, so that's going to die. Well, these will resolve, you gain 2.
Yes.
And...
I'll go to combat and swing 1 at you.
All right.
Go ahead.
See it again.
If Nerd Girl and Veggie have their way.
Yeah, good. They're great. All right. Sleight of hand. Yeah, we will take the Sleight of Land. Play another Spire Bluff Canal. Best turn.
Let's go to combat.
Bring it on.
2.
Butterbeer and his buddy. All right. Down to 14.
3 for Extraction Specialist.
That's a problem. Yep, that's gonna resolve.
I'll trigger, bring back Amalia, and we'll get 2 life gain triggers that all stack so they resolve after Amalia comes into play.
Okay, so you're gonna have 4 life gain triggers with Amalia total, is that correct?
Yep.
Do your thing.
All right. 1. Amalia will explore. We'll hit a Selfless Savior. I'll bin that. Amalia will bin that. Seiju goes to hand. And last one, Temple Garden goes to hand.
Okay.
And then I'll play a Temple Garden tapped and pass to you.
All right, I'm gonna untap here and draw. Right. Definitely not. I'm paying my penance for my last draw.
The highs are high.
Yes. I guess we're gonna have to fire up a Free the Fae.
Okay.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, up here's it is. So do that, and then we will fire up a cruise. And leaving 1 spell, so there's 7 cards. Draw 3. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna play a Lava Glide pathway.
Okay.
Move to discard, and I'll discard an Arclight Phoenix to hand size and pass of the turn.
Let's go to combat.
Yep.
The team?
Oh, this can't attack because of the. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Right.
All right, so those are coming in. All right, 5 it is. So we'll go down to 9, and you're gonna gain 3.
Yep.
To 30.
Trigger Amalia.
Yep.
Explore a Coco. We'll keep that one on top.
Okay.
I'll play a Brushland. And I'll just say go.
All right, you're a few turns behind the 8 ball here. Draw. So one of the things that's important in a spot like this is, okay, we're behind. What needs to happen for us to come back and win this game? Unfortunately, I'm somewhat struggling to see what that might end up being. All right, I am going to cast my Pick Lock Prankster. And then I'm going to Esteem Vent Stabbed. And say go.
I don't see a reason not to just main phase the company.
Resolves.
And we're going to hit Jarina and a Wild Growth Walker.
Oh my god. Wow. All right. Yep. That's it. So it's funny. I actually had 2 Spell Pierces, but you have enough mana to pay for them too.
Yep.
So yeah, this is a really, really awkward game where on like turn 3, my hand was just this. It's just 4 cruises. I had 2 lands. I might have had a Pierce at that point also or whatever, and just like couldn't really get going anywhere. And the Pierces are awkward because like they're not very good in the matchup. But I think that like in a tight game, piercing a company or a cord is like game winning, and like you can always loot it away or whatever the thing, and like it just I think it's an avenue where I didn't board an extra one in, but I think it's a fine thing to have access to. But this game show I Faithless Looting. Faithless Looting is a good card, because these Phoenix kind of got stuck in my hand, and usually you're really happy to find the Phoenixes, but not any way to really utilize them here.